Smart talked after Saturday, being a little disappointed in how the starters had played during the scrimmage. You're part of that group. What was your take on what happened on Saturday?
I think we let the heat get to us a little bit. It was pretty hot out there, but we should be used to that, and we're definitely gonna pick it up for this scrimmage coming up this Saturday.
What is the process like of, I've heard you on video before say beat the heat. Seemingly that's easier said than done. What's the process of that really like?
Man, it's all mental. And the big when it's hot outside, a big part of getting to practice is, you gotta beat your mind and you can't succumb to the heat because when you put those pads on, you got the helmet on, you got another 15 pounds on you, and it's hot, and you just gotta fight through it, and you try to bring younger guys alongside with you.
Speaking of those younger guys, is there ever a concern that maybe complacency for the guys who've been starting for a while, but younger guys have a built-in motivation because they want to be on the field? Is that ever a part of what goes on a day like Saturday?
I'd say that definitely happens, but I'd say Coach Smart doesn't really allow that to happen here at Georgia. He's always on everyone on the team, no matter who you are. He always says there's no locked-in job. So.
With your position being what it is, with the lack of depth, I guess you'd call it, what has your role been to kind of lead that group?
Just try to lead the guys and help them do what they need to do and learn the playbook. And honestly, they've been doing a great job, regardless. But I think we have a really good room now.
Hartley, do you kind of feel like this is kind of a fresh start, or a newer start, I guess, on your end with everything being so different, new OC, new tight ends coach?
I guess you could look at it like that. Really, honestly, I'm just excited for the season, though. Coach Hartley's a great coach for us. We've learned a lot through him at the tight end position, and I'm excited to see what Coach Coley does in the whole tight end room. I think we're going to have a good year.
I'm assuming since because of the position you play and the position Walter Grant plays, you run into each other a lot during scrimmages and stuff. Can you talk a little bit about Walter? He's a guy we're going to get to talk to and plays a position that maybe doesn't rack up a lot of stats, but I understand it being really important for what they do on defense.
Walter's a really good player, man. He's been playing for us a long time now, and honestly, that entire room of outside linebackers is really talented. I think we're running back you, but we're also outside linebacker you. We have a lot of really talented outside linebackers this year, and we always have since I've been here. And but Walter's a really good player, and they're a really good room.
What's been Eli's biggest challenge coming from Tennessee, and how quickly has he picked up the system, in your opinion?
He's picked it up really well. I think at Tennessee he went through, 3 coordinators or something. That's what he told me. So he's used to learning new playbooks, so he's done really well at that. Mm-hmm. But he's adjusted really well with Georgia.
Get back to Coach Hartley for a second. Is he bringing a different kind of intensity to the tight end room? And if so, kind of how would you describe that?
He definitely brings an intensity. He's got a thing he calls feed the fire, and always, just fighting the disease within, of just the sinful nature that we humans have anyways, and, being selfless in the tight end room and being, one for the team and all that. And so he brings a feed the fire attitude, and we always, give it our all every day for him and just for each other.
When he talks about being selfless, is he talking about catches, reception,
yeah, just
kind of everything?
Yeah, everything, trying to help that mentality, spread to the entire team, because we got to block, we got to do everything, and honestly, if everyone had that mentality, it's as it grows, it can only help.
And then you were quoted in Sports Illustrated saying that Jake was frustrated, he let it get to him. Could you give us more context? Sometimes those articles we don't hear everything. Can you give us some context about what you meant about Jake being frustrated and letting the quarterback situation get to him?
I don't remember exactly the question, to be honest with you. I think it was just, I think he just wanted to be the guy, and he was. I think he just. I don't remember the question, to be honest with you. The question the guy asked me.
Can you notice a big change in Jake this year?
Yeah. I think he's the guy. It's his offense, and I think he's really ready for this year. And he's really put in the time and effort, to be successful.
You mentioned the heat being part of the issue on Saturday. It didn't sound like the first team moved the ball effectively, and Coach Smart also made it sound like they put a lot on the pass game. How much was it? Do you think the newness of it? I know it takes time for past games to get in sync.
Honestly, I think, yeah, he was a little honest in the pass game, but honestly, as a unit, run and pass, we didn't do as well as we should have. And it goes both in hand, and honestly, the entire offense is responsible, not one person, not one unit. But I think honestly, we just got to go out this week, and we brought it today, and we had a really good practice today as an offensive unit, and so looking forward to this Saturday.
Going back to Eli Wolf, last couple of years facing him, and when you were watching him, do you remember anything that kind of stood out about his play, or kind of things you did at tight end?
To be honest with you, we didn't watch. When we watched Tennessee, we more than watched Tennessee's defense, and so I didn't see a lot of him. But I guess when we watch other defenses in Tennessee going against them, I always knew Tennessee had a really good tight end program, or tight end unit, with his older brother Ethan and Eli playing together. And they had a really good tight end room.
When you spoke during the spring, talking about James Coley, you said that you thought his tendency might be a little more pass first than maybe his predecessor. Now that you've been with him for a little bit longer, how has your opinion of Coley's play calling philosophy kind of changed?
It's, I guess, what I said in the spring and to how I think now. I think we're a really balanced offense, as in if we want to pass, we can do it well. If we want to run, we can do it well. It's not everyone, thinks we got to be 50-50, but we just got to be really good at both. I think that's what we're going to be.
Tyler Simmons called it a completely different offense. Do you agree with that?
In I guess after Saturday, you can say just the way he calls plays makes it seem different. It's different. It's different in a lot of ways, but it's the same in a lot of ways. It's hard to explain.
In the absence of a lot of the top pass catchers from last season, do you feel any added personal, responsibility to become one of those guys who can fill some of that gap in the catches that are missing from last season?
Definitely. I'm looking forward to the challenge. I don't feel any pressure or anything, because I'm just I've always been working and grinding to be in that position, and I think a lot of guys in the tight end room are going to fill that spot, and so I'm looking forward to it.
Charlie, you addressed kind of the scrimmage on Saturday, but what would you say to any fans or anybody that has any concerns about kind of a sluggish first scrimmage or maybe a lackluster showing for you guys? I mean, what's kind of the team's response to things like that?
I guess you mean for like the fans? If they need to...
just the scrimmage in general. I mean, I think that they see a scrimmage and they're kind of like, well, maybe the expectations are off. But for you guys, how do you kind of respond to maybe a scrimmage that Coach wasn't happy with?
Just go back to work. I mean, we came back out today and had a really good practice on offense, and you're going to have those scrimmages. That's what that's what camp's for. That's what scrimmages are for. To really start meshing as a unit, because that's when we go live. We're tackling everything, and so you need scrimmages to mess up, to fail, and to learn from them before the season starts. And so they only make you better when you mess up, and so you learn from your mistakes.